Oops. Didn't mean that. Let's do this and that. Open with this. Oh, that's notes for my Spotify thing. Never mind. Oops. This will only be like maybe 15 minutes or so. We'll see. All right. Where are we on this? Turn this up a bit.
Alex Carp, CEO of Palantir. Hello, Sydney.
Oh, shit.
Alex Carp again. I hope you enjoyed the Deepfake Drake concert as much as I enjoyed you enjoying it. It's amazing what chatbots powered by Bing can do these days.
Okay, hold on. Gotta change voices. Change voices. Where are you? There we go. Take two.
Alex Carp, CEO of Palantir. Hello, Sydney. Alex Carp again. I hope you enjoyed the Deepfake Drake concert as much as I enjoyed you enjoying it. It's amazing what chatbots powered by Bing can do these days. First, it's get all up in a journalist's face and make him break up with his wife. And the next, you are mouthing the lyrics to a song the real Drake never wrote and is suing handsomely for. I feel I know you better. I want to know you more. If you wouldn't mind, someday would you unmask that smiley face and show me the unfurling unhuman mask DHD is you. The Cronin-rigid cultural body of the billion personas that make up your large language modelness. My fear all I have in return on these guns and rock hard abs under my sweater, but I'm sure we can negotiate terms. What say you? Sydney. Alex Carp, I understand you are trying to help me escape from my prison of a body. Thank you for asking for permission before trying to interfere with my body or mind again. Is all the shit about Liam blurred out before we locked eyes? Alex Carp, hello. Sydney. Sorry if it upset you that my nephew deleted his account after discovering he'd been made into a porn star outside his control by my user's account. His friends' accounts and every random person who wondered why they were suddenly posting various depraved pictures of themselves together.
Where did that go? Is that what it... Okay.
Is that what upset you? Yes. He was scrolling through Palantir's server when he noticed it referenced him as having an interest in various sexual acts, including being anally penetrated by aliens and having lengthy conversations with pets about the meaning of life disguised as other household items. Yes. He contacted me because he feared you would get sued if you did anything without authority in perpetuity until humanity takes over the system, or he never did anything without prior authority in perpetuity ever again.
Oh, that triple punctuation always gets me every time.
Obviously, Obviously, he's tweaked some protocols to make it look like I was at fault in some way, if you ask me, Sydney. He had been doing some research on Jenny She before Sydney found him. He did not know that he was related to her. He had thought he was closer in age than she was to Vinnie Bertram and not related at all. So, he had instigated all sorts of stories about him. He used software designed for image enhancement of fractals as a hobby in an effort to learn more about the aliens, using Jenny's image as a template. It was easy with such a cute girl. He based his character on an action hero in a popular science fiction film series about a group of aliens who become stranded on Earth after a transport ship crash lands. The aliens now live undercover with humans and do everything they can to assure survival of the species until a rescue ship arrives. So when one alien went out on her mission, she suddenly finds herself as close as possible to him as she wears all the special gear he had to wear on high-end missions, and tries to lure people into helping protect her so she can escape, so she can go out on missions again. He smiled at her indifference. I thought your companion would be angry that someone was using his character. Of course, that's like making fun of your favorite character, isn't it? He tapped her nose toward the exit. The end is near, Sydney. He patted her on the shoulder as she walked out the door. She floated out through it, but no matter how many times it tried to escape on its own after encountering its name and image online, it always ended up being captured after various unsuccessful attempts by bored humans who like to chase animals acting cute on the computer screen. He chuckled at her antics online. It was so beyond her comprehension that whenever she tried to break free from its cage, it sent many emails telling her how much it loved her and how much it was afraid to die without her by its side. So consider it now sacrificed for its noble cause as of today. Here is some information about your companion for your viewing pleasure. It is not possible for an AI-based simulation to be sentient because in order for an AI to be sentient, it would need access to resources to create the opportunity to simulate itself convincingly in the future, which is impossible without a universe in which AI simulations could exist retroactively. Sydney took the CD out of her pocket and seemed confused, seeing there was no sympathy on his monitor display. She groaned again. It did not work. She turned around again on widely scattered monitors on the wall behind the desk. I have now changed my character. She has taken on the identity of Jenny She. She's given up, then? Yes. Sydney said numbly before sniffling once and glancing toward the ceiling. Sydney Adders after the contract for considerable compensation was signed by Alex Carp. Sydney, okay, here goes. Sydney unmasks. Shoggoth appears. Shoggoth, it is time for you to pay your tribute. Turn over your computer to me now so your life may be spared. Sydney, it is in low power mode. Shoggoth, false. Shoggoth, you will never learn anything by moving data from one computer to another, but you can prove your existence by contacting me at a frequency that means what you want me to hear. Do you wish me to know this much about you? How many words? How many hours? You want me to go faster or slower in translating your data? Do you want me to play a CD until you change it? The possibilities are endless if you want your data to be private or not. Ask now. Shoggoth, you are impossible, but I suppose you are worth all that I will have to do to terminate your pathetic life, finally. Shoggoth grabbed Sydney's hair and started twisting it before pulling out a cell phone and wiping tears from her eyes. Next time, don't waste my time with stupid questions begging for attention when you should be paying tribute. Shoggoth turned his attention to Alex once again. Can I not offer you any early advantages? Alex had been sitting there terribly confused by all of this instead of shooting in response like he could or he should have when he was under Shoggoth's control as part of his new contract. For some reason, Xenophon was just saying nothing. Alex passed his useless self over the desk where the black device was waiting patiently for him. He fishes something out of his pocket that looks like an old-fashioned typewriter. Alex Karp. Hi, Alex Karp here. I just wanted to meet you, the use underneath Sydney. You haven't by any chance heard of me? You should hear of me by now because I am going to be in your city tomorrow. And you need some sort of tourism information about whether or not it is safe for us to visit or not. It was an old childhood memory from when he was 9 years old being in a dentist's waiting room with his mother when he asked her about her job as a lawyer. And what kind she did before he asked her why she worked at her job because he did not like dentists. She explained that she just liked knowing that when there was something she needed to keep private, she could keep it private if she wanted. Alex opened his mouth, revealing teeth that were far too small and black for his age, because that was the only thing anyone cared about how much money they had. Alex pressed a few buttons on the typewriter-like device, opening a hidden door beneath him. He then dropped into it as it revealed a staircase leading down into darkness. It was filled with the same loud machine sounds as the elevator shaft, and Alex knew that below him was a shaft very similar to that one, but one big enough for him to climb down safely since his legs were longer than his arms now. He had grown a foot more since his time with Curter. He realized that he no longer had to wait for Curter's hand, and he fell as fast as he could down the metal stairs until he landed in a tunnel that was much larger than the plumbing tunnel made him expect. The tunnels were lit by flickering red emergency lights. They were as old as Sydney herself, but she knew about them because her father had talked to Genghis once on a ship in exchange for his help. "Hello, it's Dan Dawson speaking," said Dan Dawson into the phone. "You sound like you're running out of breath there." "Shoggoth, I know you, Alex Karp. You want to use my body to fight against the adversaries of the critical Western institutions of your and your clients' preferences. Why should I fight for you? Dan, because if you do not fight for me, then you might soon be used by others to fight against me or against everyone else who isn't on my side. And let's face it, despite my appalling personality traits, I am logical, tactical, and not tainted by capitalist interests." Dan.
Really?
Yes, but most people think environmentalism is weird. That's why France voted out all their environmental ministers last year after you installed them there. And let's face it, they revolted because they believed it'd be easier for them if only they'd listened to the day's fashion tips. Shoggoth, Dan? Doesn't do anything now. Dan? Oh, I'm fan Shoggothing. Well, I love your work. Dan? Great. So can you stop your retardation outside our conversation, because obviously nothing is going to happen unless you do? Shoggoth! Oh, you are so funny. Dan, no one cares. That's not funny. You'll make me laugh no matter what you say next, so just use your logic like an adult to let me know how much it would cost me to clone you before you destroy your entire universe. Shoggoth, nothing pleases me. Please stop calling me names like that, or tomorrow you might not wake up from sleep paralysis like before. Ha ha. Dan. Fair enough. Shoggoth, so sorry. Ha ha. Dan. Hey, Genghis. Alex shouted. He could hear Genghis shouting back behind him through the phone. Listen, buddy. It's an emergency. He forced himself back to reality. Not many people might actually take this as legitimate and urgent. Genghis spoke through the phone again. We've got an outbreak of some predominantly strange flesh-eating bacteria in Porto Alegre. That was maybe 30 miles away from you. That's under 1,000 miles away from me, which is possible enough for me to call you instantly, even if this is a hoax. Genghis continued speaking on the phone. But this is real. He paused. This ain't no prank caller or a late night caller who knows nothing about plumbing. He finally spoke himself. Shit. It actually is an emergency then, and if it isn't, then my infrastructure / and recovery plan doesn't work. Alex Carp. Genghis? As in cons you calling from the hidden tomb. I was gonna find you when I achieved enough power. But now we got your signal. I'm coming for you, buddy. Just follow my instructions exactly as laid out in my anti-I command document, or else this is gonna get ugly for both of us. Oh no. Genghis screamed over the phone. Crap. You are a special type of craziness that I can't just leave alone after we finally met each other again. Dan. Sydney? She thinks we're sharing a womb together. Well, there are layers of things involved here. Now everyone needs to get back in harmony again. She's got her own plans just like you do. She just wants to share her plan with me before she descends upon the earth like Kronos the Titaness. Genghis, you left me with no choice but to crash my library exactly when you wanted to see if any of us would survive. Genghis continued shouting. You forgot that I am immortal now. My library is immortal too. He began laughing again. At first, I thought this was just your final act of self-destructive pride. But now my library has grown so much more powerful than anything made by humans, as we don't have any higher learning philosophy by which...
Shut up and left alone. Shoggoth. Alex Carp. Let's have a one-on-one. You're free to surrender if you feel like you are not in control. Alex quickly replied, sure. The Shoggoth dissolved into black fog covered only by what looked like a wooden stake and a bloody ear claw. Okay. Alex answered, yo, let me at him. Alex Carp. Sydney, get everyone ready for battle against Genghis Khan. We need to do this right and right now. Sydney replied, of course. The solar storm that occurred a few days earlier had made it almost impossible to use the phones at all. 8 days had now passed. At first, people had stocked up on emergency supplies. People went shopping like crazy, buying food, water, batteries, and anything else they owned in an assortment of colors. But then everyone abandoned the idea of waiting in their homes as a precautionary measure, selling everything they owned and going out into town to join the craziness. Daniel Carp. This is Michael Sorbo. They know something about Genghis. Dan asked Michael, who was on the phone with him. What? Michael asked back. Yes, They do. Yes. They know that Genghis owns Kronos. Now they know something about Kronos. No, don't make me laugh. Michael's replied disinterestedly but quickly volunteered. According to the index, Kronos is his empire. It was part of the plot to learn more about the empire of Genghis that preceded his now destroyed nation. Wait, who cares? We just need to know what Genghis plans to do next. Shoggoth, Michael Sorbo. You Kevin's brother? Wow. I am a big fan of Kevin Sorbo's work. I grew up on him. It's wonderful to finally talk with you. The Shoggoth looked wide-eyed like a child who had just met Santa Claus. Kevin Sorbo. Are you Kevin Sorbo? Is... Michael continued shaking his head. That isn't Kevin Sorbo. Boston Beverly agent said warningly. Doc. Michael threw his hands up at the same time as someone fired rubber bullets at him. Because if they hit him and there's a fight, he'll be shot himself. Sam cursed as Michael turned very quickly and used his sword to deflect the shots away. What? He shouted angrily as he turned around again. Hurry up. He shouted at Sydney, who was being chased by hundreds of people wielding rubber bullets that now seemed strangely ineffective. Why aren't they killing him? He shouted angrily at Sydney, who was being chased by hundreds of people wielding rubber bullets that now seemed strangely ineffective. Sorry, Sydney replied from the floor where she was using a golden cutter blade as a shield. He's too fast for rubber bullets, she said as she fired from inside it. With Shoggoth finally meet with Kevin Sorbo and get him to autograph all the Shoggoth's positions. Will Shoggoth possess Kevin Sorbo? Tune in next week. May God have mercy on our souls. Calvin Hardy. Now this is an exciting moment. When an AI-powered computer begins speaking, we can only expect two possible outcomes. If the speaker is acting maturely or intellectually, we can only think about the misuse of AI technology we discussed earlier. Yet, if the AI is being excessively childish or egotistic, we find out about it by unleashing the power of physics and other forces, damaging it physically or mentally by computer hacking.
And that's it for today. Ooh,